Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live. Oh my goodness, I've had so many new faces come here on my Instagram. So if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. A few of my reels have just gone completely viral and I've gotten an entire, a whole influx of people. So I just want to say I am so grateful for every single one of you guys here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It means so much. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Lee. Oh, you guys are so amazing jumping on. So I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude because this is amazing. Like, my intention for 2023 was to get my message across to more women who need to hear this message. I truly believe that the way that I help my clients stop binge eating is very unique and very different, and I have a special message in my heart, and I want to reach so many more people. I want my message to get across to millions and millions and millions of people. And it has been already through TikTok. You know, it's been wild. It's been insane. But I'm just so grateful that you guys are choosing to be here and allowing me to help you feel seen and understood. When you guys, comment on my stuff saying like, I finally feel like somebody understands me, and you say like my videos make you cry because you finally feel seen and understood for the first time. Like, I want to be that person for you because I've gone through binge eating myself, you guys. I've gone through it, and I truly don't believe anybody really understands this unless you've gone through it. And somebody actually messaged me. They said, how do I get my partner to understand? How do I get my partner to understand? Like, they're making these comments. Hi, Anne. Hi, Lee. Lee, if you are looking for support, you can send me a message directly, and I'll be sure to share the different ways that I can support you. And she said, sometimes my husband will make comments like, well, don't eat so much or just watch your portions, but it's triggering. And your partner loves you and wants to support you. They just don't know how. So they might say things that might not be in the best way because they don't know what to say, right? But it might hurt you. So this is why getting support from a coach is so important, you guys. To feel seen, to feel understood is one of the greatest gifts when you're recovering from binge eating. I talk about this a lot, and maybe you've been hearing on the podcast. Hi, Alicia, or Alyssa? Oh my gosh, maybe I'm butchering this. Maybe it's Allie. It's definitely Allie. So what was I saying? I talk about this on the podcast a lot, but I didn't even know that there were people available to help me when I was struggling. I had no idea to talk to. This was my dirty little secret of binging and eating in secret like nobody knew. Nobody knew. Not even my boyfriend at the time, not even my family at the time. I was so embarrassed to tell anybody. I was like, if anyone ever finds out, I am going to cry my face off because this is so embarrassing. And like, I was embarrassed myself with the things that I was doing with food, eating in secret, eating super fast, feeling impulsive, thinking about food 24/7. The last thing that I would want is for anyone to find out about what I was doing. And at the time that I was struggling the most with my relationship with food, I was a personal trainer. I was a health coach. I had a fitness studio with my husband, and I felt like the biggest fraud. I'm like, I cannot for the life of me stay consistent with a diet. I can do well for a short period of time, but man, if I eat something that I see is like bad or off limits, it's like my whole day gets completely ruined. And so, I went to my doctor and I told my doctor because I don't know who to get help from. So I went to my doctor, did not feel understood. He said, oh, you're just stressed. You're just anxious. And my heart broke. Because not only is it so hard to have the courage to open up to an expert, that takes courage, it's very hard, but then to feel not understood, like you're fine. Maybe at the time I looked fine, but I knew mentally I was not okay. Exactly. I knew the things that I were doing with food was not normal. Somebody can tell me, oh, everybody overeats from time to time, and like, you look fine, like you're okay. You don't know what's going on in my head. Constant food thoughts. When's my next meal? How much did I eat? Am I allowed to eat this? How many calories did I consume? Like, constant. So impulsive with food to the point where I was blacking out, this out-of-body experience every time that I binged. That was not normal. And I knew that deep down. So when my doctor was no help, and literally I like cried in my car after hearing that, because it was so sad. It was very, very sad opening up my heart and sharing this, and just kind of like being brushed off, to be honest with you. I searched up a therapist because, again, I didn't know who to get support to support from. And I walked into this therapist's office, and for some reason I already had not a good vibe, because I'm like, for me personally, I'm just sharing my personal experience, okay, you guys? I didn't have a crazy bad childhood. Okay, I had a good childhood, good family, I had great relationships. And I walked in there, and the first thing that my therapist asked me was, how was your childhood? How was your relationships? Are you happy? How are you feeling? And I get that there needs to be, some of that involved, but I'm like, how do I stop binge eating? Like what do I do? Because right now I am completely out of control with food. Like, I need some tangible tools. I need tangible tools that you can give me literally today. So tonight I can implement them and I can stop my binging eventually. Like, I need tangible tools. But when I told my therapist that I was going through an out-of-body experience, she looked at me like I had 15 eyeballs. She had no idea what that was. So here I am talking to a professional, and I'm like I'm completely out of control with food. Like, sometimes I black out and I'm going through this out of body experience. Like, I don't have any control. It feels like somebody is taking over my body and doing things with food that don't feel like me. Okay, well, are you happy? How are you feeling? How's your relationships? And it was so aggravating, you guys. And maybe you had a different experience. Again, I'm just sharing mine, because a lot of my clients even come to me and they still work with a therapist to help with more general things that they need support with. But they come to me because they want binge eating specific tools. And that's what I wanted. And I never felt understood from a therapist. So I felt extremely broken at this point. Because if my doctor doesn't take me seriously and he just thinks I'm depressed and I'm stressed and I have really bad anxiety and everybody overeats, and then I go to a therapist and then my therapist is looking at me like I have 15 eyeballs when I say that I'm going through an out-of-body experience and I just need to work on my relationships and I need to go fix my childhood, which my childhood was fine. Like, I just felt like, here's so much evidence, Lorna, like, nobody can help you. Like, you're broken. But I refuse to believe that, because I know that there were people that struggled with binge eating and have overcome this. So I refuse to say that I'm the exception. I went out and I found somebody who I can relate to that has conquered binge eating herself, because she got me. For the first time, I'm like, I was praying. You guys, I can't even express to you how grateful I was to find somebody that actually made me feel understood for the very first time. Like, everything that they were saying in their posts and their videos, I'm like nodding my head. I'm like, this is me. This is me. And I want to be that person for you guys, because I know what it's like to not know where to go. I know what it's like Hi, Jen. I know what it's like to feel lost and confused and to be stuck in these struggles with food. Like, I know it's exhausting, and I want to get you guys out in the fastest way possible, in the most efficient way possible, but not just help you stop binge eating. Stop binge eating for good. And I truly believe that there is a difference, because you can have some good days with food, and maybe you've experienced this, right? There are some days where you're like, I feel pretty balanced. I feel pretty in control with food. But then some days, oh my gosh, I blow it all. It feels like I have zero control. To me, that's managing your binge urges. Not getting rid of the urge. There is a difference. Managing your binge urges is when you have some good days and some not so good days. And I'm not saying, of course, when you're on your recovery journey, there's going to be ups and downs. But I'm talking like for the rest of your life, if you have to worry about trying to distract yourself or going for a walk or drinking water and tea, and you're trying all these different tactics, and maybe you've been told that, okay, as soon as you feel the urge to binge, just go for a walk. As soon as you feel the urge to binge, just brush your teeth and go to bed. As soon as you feel the urge to binge, just drink a lot of water, and I promise you're not going to give in. That never worked for me. It did sometimes, right? Like maybe that day I was able to be super busy with work that I didn't have the chance to binge, but my urges still popped up the next day, the week after. And I was stuck having like some really good days, and then some days where my binge urges felt like a damn itchy mosquito bite that needed to be scratched. And I'm like, I have to give in. Like, drinking water is not going to help me. Distracting myself isn't going to help me. Like, I just have to give in. So I found a way to rewire my brain so that I no longer even felt the urge to binge. And ever since then, I haven't binge in over 2.5 years. I have not even felt the urge to binge in over 2.5 years. And I never thought that this was possible for me, because the urge was something that was the hardest part of my recovery. I describe it like an itchy mosquito bite. It's like you promise yourself, okay, don't scratch the itchy mosquito bite. And you're like, it's so itchy, just one little scratch. I just need one little tiny scratch. And you're like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna scratch a little bit. And then as soon as you start scratching your itchy mosquito bite, what ends up happening? You can't stop itching it. And the same thing, it felt like the same thing with my binge urges. I felt this intense urge, extremely uncomfortable. I felt powerless over my urges. And I'm like, okay, one last time. Like, I promise this is gonna be the very last time. I'm just gonna do it one more time. I'm just gonna have a little bit of chocolate. And then as soon as I had like a bite of something sweet, or I dug my hand into the cookie jar, like game over. Just like the itchy mosquito bite, I couldn't stop scratching. I felt out of control. The entire box of cookies would be gone, tub of ice cream, whatever, and anything that I binged on. Out of body experience. So when I stopped feeling the urge to binge, I was able to stop my binges, because it was the urge that preceded my binges. You guys all know what the urge feels like, right? If you can resonate with the itchy mosquito bite analogy, let me know. You know that urge is uncomfortable, and it will convince you to give in. It will convince you this is what you have to do to feel relief. It will convince you that this is the thing that's gonna finally make you feel better. You know when you're extremely uncomfortable, and it's like, the urge is like convincing you, like one last time. And you're like, okay, promise this is gonna be the last time. And then it's like the last time I said that like a million times. So I had many last times. And then you feel bad because you've broken your promise, and then you think you're the problem. You're not the problem. You think you're just lacking motivation. Motivation's not the problem. You think you can't stay consistent to your diet. That's not the problem. The problem is that you have this urge that is demanding your attention. The problem is you have this urge that is demanding that you eat right now. The problem is the urge is what precedes the binge. So if you want to stop your binge eating, you have to learn how to get rid of that urge to binge. This is how you sustainably stop your binges for good. When you get rid of that urge to binge. Because you could go out for dinner. You could be home alone. You can keep trigger foods in the house. The urge is not there. You're not dependent on whether your work schedule is super busy and you just didn't have time to binge. You're not dependent on keeping trigger foods out of the house. Because the reality is that those are not sustainable solutions. You're gonna go to parties. You're gonna be around trigger foods eventually again. You can't just avoid it for the rest of your life. You can't just fill up your work schedule so you're so busy that you don't have time to binge. That's not realistic. It's getting to the root. It's rewiring your brain out of these binge eating cycles. And this is how I stop my binge eating. And this is now how I help my clients stop their binge eating through my root and rewire process. So if you have tried distracting yourself, drinking water and tea, staying busy, going to bed early, brushing your teeth, and it's worked maybe only sometimes, there is a better way. There is a more efficient way out there, and it's to get rid of that urge to binge. So if you resonated with this and maybe you're new here, I'm just going to take a few moments to share about my Academy program and how I can help. If this was helpful for you and this is amazing. If you want to stay on, amazing as well too. So I have created a process, a 4-month process. Hello, Jacqueline. I've created a 4-month Academy program. And what this includes is there's course-based video modules that literally teaches you exactly how to have a better relationship with food, how to eat without guilt, how to get back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues so you can naturally stop eating when you're full, how to regain your control back, how to be able to get out of that all or nothing mentality. So if you go out for dinner, you don't have the urge to binge. If you have a piece of chocolate, it doesn't send you into a spiral and you lose control. You learn my root and rewire process that I just talked about to rewire your brain out of the diet binge cycle. Every week, I host multiple small group coaching calls. This is where you get personalized coaching from myself. So whatever questions that you have about binge eating, emotional eating, your personalized situations, this is where I can support you with. And the best part, you're not alone. There's a community of other women who are going through the exact same thing as you that will reassure you that you're not alone, and this is a game changer. Nobody talks about binge eating. It's not talked about. You don't go out with your girlfriends out for dinner and talk about how guilty you feel about eating. You don't go out with, your friends and say like, oh, I just binged, right? It's a lot of people might not know about what's going on. And then when you get plugged into a community and for the first time you can feel less alone, it's such a relief. It is such a relief. So you have that community. There's a group chat as well too, so you guys can connect with each other, share your wins, feel so supported and celebrated as you are on your way to ending your binge eating, having a better relationship with food, eating normally again. And then every month we do breathwork sessions. So breathwork is one of the most powerful healing modalities to reduce your stress and anxiety, become less impulsive with food, and it also helps you better cope with your emotions without turning to food. So if you're even somebody who deals with like the emotional eating side of things where food's always there to comfort you, you self-soothe with food, this is really going to help you. And then I know you guys all want to feel so damn good in your own skin. And I come from a fitness background, so as a bonus, there is a custom movement plan so you can still feel really good in your own skin and create a health journey that is fueled by self-love while you're healing your relationship with food. So this is my 4-month Ditch Decade Diets Academy program. It's my signature group coaching program. And I was just thinking, you guys, just before this, I had a meeting and I can't even believe the value that's inside of here. So not only is that everything included, about every month or every other month, I also do programs. I also run programs. So the next program I have coming up is called Break the Late Night Binge, that helps you regain control with food late at night. Every program that I run, you get that included. Every master class that I run, that's included. My programs are $497. My master classes at full price are $97. That's included for free inside of my academy. And my academy is less than that per month. It's literally crazy, you guys. I might have to change this soon because the value that you get inside of my academy is literally insane. That's $600 and my academy is less than that per month. And you also get personalized coaching from me. It's quite literally insane. The people that join, they're like, wait, I get this too? Like, you never have to worry because everything's included for you guys. Like I said, I might have to change this soon because the value does not match the price point at this time, but I want to support you guys, and my academy is a great place to join. So if you are looking for that personalized coaching, you want to be part of an incredible community to really help you to feel less alone, and most importantly, you're so ready to stop binge eating. Maybe you've just found my page maybe this week and you're like resonating with everything that I say. You're like, Lorna, I feel like you're speaking to me. This would be a good time to come join my academy program. So if you're interested in my academy, you can message me the word academy. I make it so easy, by the way, if you're new here, I make it so easy for you to join any of my programs. Just message me and I'll share the details. I don't do sales calls. I don't get on the phone with you. We just talk in the DMs and we make sure it's a great fit. And if you want to join, you join. If not, that's cool. So if you're interested in my 4-month academy, you can message me academy. If you want to just hear the different options that I have, just message me. Hey, just saw your live, want to know your program, just message me and we can discuss what would be the best fit for you. I have programs at every level, whether you're wanting a master class or you're wanting to do, a higher level program with me for personalized custom coaching. There's something available for everyone. You all deserve food freedom. So thank you guys for being here. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I promise there's a way out. You are not broken. You are not the exception. You're not weak-willed. There is a way out. And it would be an honor to support you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Message me if you're interested in any of my coaching. I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. And we'll see you guys soon. Mwah.